Hello, before we do our review, or before we jump into cylinders, we're going to do a little bit of a review on circles. So a couple things to talk about with the terminology. First part, it says a circle is a set of points that are equal distance away from a fixed point. That fixed point is called the center. And it's right in the middle there. Right? Now, the blank is the distance from the center of the circle to the outside edge. Right? This word we're looking for is radius. Right? And we usually use a lowercase r. So there's your radius there. Right? And it's that distance from the outside right to the inside. The blank is the distance across the circle through its center. Now this word is diameter. And it's from, always has to be through the middle, right, from one side to the other. And remember that two radiuses give you a diameter. And lastly, the distance around the outside of the circle is called the circumference. Kind of like the perimeter, right? But just for circles, perimeter. So you can see here's our circumference all the way. Right, oops, sorry. And actually, it's not like that line outside. It's actually that circle part. All the way around. Sorry, not a good circle. So, two formulas which you will be given. Right, the diameter is 2 times the radius. You know that. And radius is half the diameter. So, let's apply this. Now, we've got some formulas here. Circumference equals pi times diameter. And since we know that 2 radius is the diameter, we can also say circumference is 2 times pi times r. You can kind of see those letters switched around. A lot of times you see circumference equals, it's different all the time, but pretty much always means the same thing. Right, now pi, 3.14. If you've got the button on your calculator, use it. And let's practice finding circumference and area. So we talked a little bit about this in class already. So we've got area equals pi r squared, written 2 ways, and then there's our circumference. So let's answer these questions. Number 1 says, find the circumference of each circle to the nearest tenth of a centimeter. Remember, that means 1 decimal. Okay, so I'll do the first one, and you do the second one. So we're going to find the circumference. Circumference equals, now I'm given diameter, so I'm going to use the diameter formula. Makes sense, right? Circumference equals pi times diameter. So 3.14 times 7. So because we got decimals involved, it's probably a good idea to use your calculator. What your answer ends up being 3.14 times 7. 21.1 centimeters. Use centimeters. Okay, you try B. All right. After you're done B, let's take a look and see if we can find the area. So remember that area equals pi r squared. Now you only have one formula to choose here. You can't really do the diameter or the radius. It's always the radius. So 3.14. This case I'm giving the diameter. So remember that radius is half. So radius is actually 4 centimeters. So I'm going to say times 4 squared. Now when you're entering this into your calculator, you have to do the exponent before multiplication. Wrong answer if you don't do it in this order. So then, right, multiply 16 times 0.24. Now we're talking area, so centimeters squared, right? Watch those units. Okay, pause the video here. Make sure you do both circumference and diameter, and you can check your answer on tomorrow's. Okay, welcome back. Let's do some new stuff. So on your diagram, there's no numbers. So if you could please put in radius equals 3 centimeters. And we're going to say height equals, let's go 7 centimeters. Okay. We need to find the surface area of the can. So step number 1, we're going to draw the net. And we did this a little bit in class. Remember, how it works is that you've got the lid, right, and the bottom. And then think about the label of a can, right? If you were to open that up, you get one big rectangle, right? Like that. So there's your net. Now you have to find each of those areas, A1, A2, A3, and add them all together. Okay, so let's do it. A1, is going to be, remember for a circle, pi r squared. So 3.14. Here your radius is 3 squared. 3.14 times 9. So in my calculator, 3.14 times 9 gives me an area of 28.26 centimeters squared. Great. Now the cool thing here is the top is the same as the bottom. So A3 is also 28.26 centimeters squared. Two areas. Time to get that final rectangle. A2 length times width. Right? You got to use the right formula. Now this is pretty great. Now we know that this part right here is 7 centimeters. What we don't know is the other side of the rectangle here. Now, you remember from class, their circumference is actually the same as the length of that side, right? You think about that circle just kind of wheeling its way or down that side, and you get the same. So we're going to have to take a time out and find circumference. Now remember, circumference is 2 pi r, or diameter times pi. I'm choosing 2 pi r because I'm given r in the formula. So 2 times 3.14 times 3. So my calculator, 2 times 3.14 times 3. And I get 18.84 centimeters. It's a distance. Now that I have that number, I'm going to take it and plug it in to my area formula. So 18.84 times the width I'm given it in the question, 7. Let's see what I get for an area for that label. Looks like 131.88 centimeters squared. Awesome, right? So that takes one extra step. Just like with the triangular prism, sometimes you need that one extra step. So area total, I'm going to add A1 plus A2 plus A3. So if I do that, area 1, 28.26. Area 2, 131.88. Area 3, is another 28.26. Now it doesn't really matter the order you write those numbers in when you do addition. Just as long as you cover all of those sides, you're good to go. So when I add all of those numbers up together, I get 188.4 centimeters squared. And that, my friends, is your final answer. Okay? So why don't you pause the video, try these other two examples down here. Now, remember the orientation doesn't matter, right? So here I called it length. Here it was height. Doesn't matter the word, it's still the same distance from that circle to on the top to the circle on the bottom. So don't let that throw you. All right, good luck and check your answers.